From short swords to broadswords, from copper to titanium, the OG melee weapon. Can I get close enough to stab them, or will I get run over? Being someone who prefers ranged combat, can I beat the game on its hardest difficulty using only swords? I mean, it should be doable considering it's in my name. So come along with me and let's find out. This is Terraria Swords Only. Alright, so after choosing the best name, the coolest duds we could get our hands on, and the best world name we could think of, we were pretty much ready to go. First things first, we need to chop some wood and set up a house. But before we do that, let's talk about the little side quest I'm doing. By the end of this playthrough, I want to craft the Zenith. And to do that, we're going to have to collect a couple swords. We started off with the copper short sword, but the rest of them aren't so easy to find, so let's get collecting. So as you might have noticed, I got rid of the copper short sword, so we're going to have to remake that later, but for now, I guess it's going in the trash. The next thing we did on our mission to conquer the world with bladed weapons was mine some ores, gather some heart crystals, and just explore a little bit. After exploring for a little bit, we found a glowing mushroom biome, and the slimes that lived there weren't too happy about it. While we were exploring, we managed to gather up enough materials to make a tungsten broadsword as well. With our new sword in hand, I felt strong enough to head out at night, and I felt sorry for anyone we were going to run into from that point on. Scratch that, it was too dangerous to go out at night. So we went back to our tunnels. After mining for a bit longer, we managed to come across a blizzard in a bottle and a pair of ice skates as well, which will help out later for mobility. We also managed to find a gravity potion and quickly took to the skies to search for sky islands. We managed to find something pretty important on our first one. Oh, hell yeah. That's right, the Star Fury. Mark one more off for our side quest. Before the gravity potion ran out, we found a couple more accessories too. And then by the time we made it back to base, it was nighttime. And this night, the Eye of Cthulhu spawned, but we were ready for it. With most of these bosses, it's really useful to have a projectile, so we were really lucky to get the Star Fury as one of our first weapons. Zombie! Oh, this is not cool. Yeah, boy! You wrecked. One down. After beating the eye so easily, I thought it'd be pretty easy to take on the Eater of Worlds, right? Boy, were we wrong. Our newfound confidence was crushed rather quickly. So we headed over to the jungle to grab some feral claws, and then we were back at it again for a second try. Woo, baby. First one. Awesome. I started to realize why I don't usually choose corruption worlds. So close. So we took a little break from that, and we managed to find an enchanted sword shrine, so mark another one off the list for our Zenith's collection. We had failed enough against the Eater of Worlds at this point that we had enough scales to make a nightmare pickaxe. Who needs demonite armor when you can just go get hellstone? So that's where we headed next, straight to the underworld. Now that we had gathered enough hellstone and obsidian, we could make full molten armor, a sword, and a pickaxe. But goblins interrupted us, so we had to go take care of them real quick. They were no match for our Blades of Fury, and we totally didn't just hide in the bottom layer of our house the entire time. Finally, that took forever. So with our armor and pickaxe crafted, we were ready to roll. Time to take on the Eater of Worlds for hopefully the final time. Scratch that. One more try. It was only taking 2 to 3 hits per segment, so at this point I knew we definitely had this. We just had to take our time. And even being so overpowered, we were smacked around quite a bit. Stop! Yeah! Fuck. It took a lot more than I thought it would to defeat the Eater of Worlds. So next stop was to find the Goblin Tinkerer and get some things reforged. While searching, we found the Tavern Keeper. Then after searching for a little bit longer, we found our Lord and Savior. Oh, there he is! Reforge, Daddy! I love Reforge, Daddy. Hello, Reforge, Daddy. So we're going for a sword look here, but it's kind of looking like a middle finger, or it used to look like a dick, kind of. But we'll see how much we can make it look like a sword by the end of the playthrough. Next on the boss checklist is the Queen Bee, so we try to tackle her next. Fuck. God damn it. I was beginning to notice a trend with this playthrough. Me plus lack of melee weapon skill equals rage. Oh, come on! But you can only fail so many times in a row before you get lucky, and that's what we did. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, my God. Oh. It was at this point that I kind of forgot that we had not killed King Slime yet, so we did that really quick. All that we had left to do in pre-hard mode was take on Skeletron and the wall. So Skeletron was next, and he was no pushover. There's one down. Shit. 2 down. This is gonna be a problem. Oh, fuck. Oh, what the hell? Oh, it's so close. Eventually, after learning all of his patterns, we finally managed to take Skeletron down. I did it! Once we could go into the dungeon, we were looking for one thing and one thing only. The Muramasa. And after a couple of chests, we managed to find her. With the Muramasa collected and a couple of other swords we had to craft, we finally had everything we needed to make the Knight's Edge, the strongest pre-hard mode sword. And with the Knight's Edge crafted, we just had one more roadblock for hard mode, the Wall of Flesh. So with our platform done, we were ready to roll. This fight ended up being a lot harder than I thought it was going to be because I didn't realize how much I rely on staying far away from it to deal damage. So with keeping it at range not being an option, we tried to use the terrain to block as many lasers as we could. But as with every other boss, there is a death montage. Oh, god damn it, I just fucked that. I'm so close. I had him down so far. Oh, this boss is kicking my ass. God damn it. Oh, come on. I had him at like 50 health. So after swapping the direction we were going and making the bridge quite a bit longer, we managed to take it out. We had done it. We had defeated the Wall of Flesh. What's that, only 7 more bosses to go? This was gonna be easy. Yeah, so easy, like hitting that like and subscribe button and ringing that bell icon to get updates on when I upload new videos. So the first thing we did after that was head to break some altars. We wanted to skyrocket through those ores as fast as we can. Now that we had our ore gathered and our titanium armor made, we needed a couple more things before we fought the mechanical bosses. The first thing was the Blade Tongue. It's a sword that shoots ichor and lowers enemies' defenses. The Blade Tongue usually requires you to have the Crimson biome, but with the Fargo's Mutant mod, you can swap it with a weapon from the Corruption. After messing around with the Blade Tongue for a while, we ended up going to grab some Frost armor by fighting some golems. And by fight, I mean hide in a hole and shoot them with a projectile. We took a couple down, and then we had enough to make the Frost armor. It increases your melee speed, so that was a big plus for us just using swords. With all that grinding out of the way, it was finally time to take on the first mechanical boss. I always take on the Destroyer because I think it's a little bit easier than the rest of them, but I guess with melee, we'll have to see. So after barely getting his health down, we decided to go grab a different weapon. So we picked up the Frost brand. With a projectile weapon, the mechanical bosses should be easy, right? So after failing to take down the Destroyer again, we decided to change it up a little bit and try the Twins. So after failing over and over and over again, I was beginning to lose hope. I thought we'll never defeat them, until finally, this happened. God! Fucking got it. Come on. Come on. Hey! Hey! With the Destroyer defeated, we had enough hollowed bars to make the Excalibur, which made fighting him a couple more times a lot easier. Oh, baby. After farming the Destroyer for some hollowed bars, we ended up making hollowed armor, which made the other mechanical bosses pretty easy. Yeah, boy! With Skeletron defeated, all that was left was the twins. So now that we had gathered up all the boss souls, we could make the True Knight's Edge. Oh man, this thing's pretty freaking sweet. So before fighting Plantera, we still needed to pick up some chlorophyte so we could make the true Excalibur as well. So with our chlorophyte gathered and our true Excalibur crafted, we headed off to fight Plantera. We had built an arena and found a bulb, and we were ready to go. This one actually turned out a lot better than I thought it was going to. You just required the old circle strat. Wow! First try! Defeating Plantera meant that the temple was open, and that meant there was only 3 more bosses to go. So we made our way through the temple, gathering a couple of chests on our way to the Golem summoning room. Usually I find Golem to be somewhat of a pushover, but using only swords, he seemed a little bit tougher. So I think we had gotten a little overconfident defeating Plantera on the first try. So when a solar eclipse happened, we were going to farm Mothron for the Broken Hero Sword to make the Terra Blade. And after defeating a couple of them, it had finally dropped. We then combined the True Knight's Edge with the True Excalibur to make the Terra Blade. It's basically the strongest pre-Moonlord sword. Mark another one off from our Zenith checklist. So before going to give Golem the smackdown, we needed a couple upgrades. So first things first, we made the turtle armor, and then we fought a paladin for a shield to make the frozen shield, and after that, we ended up crafting the Ankh shield for a little extra protection. And to top it all off, we fought Mothron until he dropped his wings, and then we were ready to go. After that, Golem wasn't an issue. We wiped the floor with him like it was meant to be. Fighting Golem in such a small arena actually really did suck, and it took quite a bit of effort to take him down. Woo! That was shitty. We defeated Golem one more time for some beetle shells to make beetle armor. The last 2 bosses awaited, and we were ready. We made 2 different versions of the beetle chest, just in case we wanted more melee speed or more defense. After that, we took the fight to the lunatic cultist. And he wasn't much of a big deal. We were pretty powered up at this point. Wow. With the lunatic cultist defeated, we quickly took care of all the pillars and got ready for the Moonlord. I thought after my Beekeeper playthrough that I knew all of his patterns and that this was going to be an easy victory. But it was a little harder than I thought it was going to be, at least the first time. Oh! Well, I couldn't defeat him on the first try, but I never said anything about not defeating him on the second try. Yeah, boy! Fucking kill it! Woo-hoo-hoo. So we had done it. We had defeated the challenge, defeating the Moonlord with only swords. If you made it this far into the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching. Oh yeah, I'd kind of forgot. We're supposed to go collect the Zenith, aren't we? Getting the Meow on the first attempt, we still needed 6 more swords for the Zenith. The Copper Short Sword would be easy enough, but the rest were going to take a little more effort. So we made some solar armor to make everything just a little bit easier before we took on all the other bosses. So I think this last bit requires a montage. Ooh, first try, yeah. We had done it. Defeated the Moon Lord with only swords and collected all the swords to create the Zenith. I want to thank you for watching and let me know down in the comments which challenge I should take up next. I'll leave you with me wrecking some bosses with the Zenith. See you next time.